Okay guys, I already have two what ifs I'm going to do with Deku, but I might change one of them and give it to like Naruto or something. But yeah, this one's going to be part 7 to what if Deku, or what if Deku got one for all early. We left off at the training arc in the forest. We don't get on the villain attack there. So, because Sencho's there, I'm just going to say Sencho got paired up with Froppy and stuff, and Deku got paired up with, let me see, Dark Shadow. Personally, I like the dude, and I like his quirk because I would say he could beat Bakugo if his quirk was a weakness to fire and light. But even though, I bet you with that body mode that he made, like Dark Shadow body mode, I forget what it was called, for full body, full Callan, I say if he got a swift run up on and kicked him with it, he would win. And if I would have wrote his character, personally, I would have made him where he's not weakness to light and stuff, and I would make him stronger than Ida and Kirishima. If post down who you think is the third strongest or the fourth strongest in Class 1A, or if you think somebody's stronger than Bakugo or Todoroki. And don't just put like a specific scenario and stuff like that. Like, oh, if they're in this certain area where they're weaker, you would win. And stuff like that. But like make it like there's nothing that can weaken any of them or make them stronger in the field. But yeah, Dark Shadow wouldn't be the strongest. I would say he's stronger than Ida. People say Ida's the fourth strongest. Only reason why Ida got the thickness the same is because his quirk enhances his athletic abilities, while Kirishima can harden and he can punch through stuff. Oh yeah, that's another what if I was gonna do. What if Deku had a hardening quirk and stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty sure 2 people did it. Lazy what if I'm pretty sure stopped his, but I told you guys I'm bad with names, but it was some YouTuber that I like. He did what if Deku was a spirit detective from Yu Yu Hakusho. If you know his name, please comment it because I can't remember anything. But yeah, we're gonna get into the villain attack. So, I said Uraraka was attack Deku. So, they're walking down. And this is whenever a knife gets slinged out of the forest and Deku catches it with his hand, making it bleed, and throws it back. Or throws it into a tree, I mean. Because if he would have threw it back, he would probably like headshot her, Toka, or like pierce straight through somebody. But yeah, he'll throw it. And I said I was going to do a villain part with Deku was an assassin, but I decided to do that with a different ability because I felt like it'll just be the same. It'll be kind of boring and stuff. So I was going to give it a different ability. I'm probably going to make like 3 what if Deku was a villain and stuff, because I think if they went the villain route with Deku, it would have been also a pretty good story. And if you guys don't know how they got the first designs of Deku or like the Heroverse, it was like this 1 chapter sketch in like front of mangas or Shonen Jump where it was called My Hero. It didn't have academia in it, but stuff. So why Deku was so weak and stuff was based off of that, because the dude had some kind of thing that made I forgot what it was called, but made him weaker than most. He had low stamina. That's why they made Deku so weak. But yeah. So, also in that world, they didn't have quirks. they're all didn't have powers, but they still could beat people. But yeah. That's when Toga runs out. And if you guys didn't know, Toga was actually pretty fast because Froppy's quirk enhanced her body. You guys know that, right? And she could still catch up with her and throw stuff at her same speed. So Toga's trying to stab Deku while Deku and Uraraka are pretty much sidestepping it with martial arts skills. That's when Uraraka kicks her in the stomach and does a takedown move, holding her down. But that's whenever she tries to stab him. But that's whenever Deku uses Black Whip and grabs her arms, grabs her, wraps her up pretty much. And that's whenever they told him we should go back to where all the pro heroes are, and the pussycats and all that. And they go back and they see a fight between Magma, or not Magma, Magnet, I don't know. Splinter, because I'm calling him Splinter because he was like a Stain wannabe and stuff like that. And Stains did go out on viral and stuff, so that's why Toga's there. But yeah, Toga's still there and stuff like that. I already went over Toga though. And whenever Deku runs out, he says Detroit Stomp still, but this time he still breaks it, but whenever he hits the ground, he shakes it, destroys it, knocking off the magnet dudes off and him kicking him in the face with another kick, sending him flying back, knocking him out. Then he takes Splinter, he grabs him and flips him into a tree, knocking him out. And whenever they look behind them, they see a girl with knives and stuff tied up in Black Whips, saying that here's one of the villains, somebody tied them up. And I'm gonna say they just tie them in like tight rope on a tree, or I don't know, all of them and stuff like that. And this is whenever they say where's Koda, and Koda did try to kick Deku and stuff, but Deku grabbed his foot and pretty much flipped it downwards, using like bare to even look like he used oneforall because he used such a low percent. And I'm gonna say Koda still trying to look for him and see them use his quirk whenever lightning goes around him. And I'm gonna say one of the pussycats tried to spar him and stuff, but he says that only person that's been able to take one of my punches were a few villain, or my full power is the only person I used it on was the thing that was created to take down All Might and All Might himself. And that's when he uses a 50% smash. I'm gonna say just ripping up trees and destroying the area and stuff like that. And he says that also nobody can even see my Black Whips. Using Black Whips, swinging them everywhere, almost unseeable. So he knows how strong Deku is and stuff. So Deku goes slingshotting off and stuff. And pretty much all Koda sees is a speeding green light. But then he thinks it's coming straight at him like an attack. But that's whenever he sees black stuff appear out of it and go right past his face, hitting Muscular and launching him back with 3 slash marks in his chest, pretty much. That's whenever he sees Deku slam right next to him, grab him, and say, "Are you okay?" Because that instant, Koda was about to get punched, pretty much. That's whenever he says, "That was a fast one," Kid Muscular says. that attack was really fast, and how'd you get here so quick? And stuff like that. So this is whenever Muscular goes to attack. Deku uses Oneforall, catching his fist, using Black Whip in its liquid form, going onto Muscular's fist, and he says, I have no time for this. And he starts swinging him, but this is whenever he sees Muscular use his quirk, making muscle fibers come out of him. And that's whenever he throws him into the wall at 50%. This pretty much Muscular's muscles counter this and stuff like that. And that's whenever Deku says, your quirk's pretty strong. Maybe I can go full out. And Muscular's face is about to get covered, but that's whenever Deku says, you can't see like that, so you shouldn't do that. Say, this time using Black Whip to go into his muscles and kind of rip the muscles around his neck off, and him coming and hit him in the head, trying to make him have whiplash and knock himself out, or like, not trying to kill him, but to like whiplash him really hard. But that's whenever he sends Muscular back into the thing, and he says, too bad, were you trying to knock me out, kid? Muscular walks back out, and it's full mode, which I don't get why Muscular never used his legs around it, because his quirk can go around his legs, but he never used it. But this is when his legs get covered. And this is whenever he punches Deku. Deku was trying to hold it up, using all the tentacles to hold him up pretty much. Black Whip. Because it's like if you have him holding up his arm with his hands with like 7 other Dekus doing it at the same time. And stuff like that. Letting Toga not Toga, but you know, the little kid will come out of it and stuff. This is whenever Mustard tries to punch him with his other fist. That makes Deku angry, and his Black Whips to get harder and stuff. And this time it slashes through his muscles, cutting his muscles open and stuff, cutting his arms. I was gonna say that. Him grabbing Koda and saying that you won't hurt the kid because I am here, starting smiling, and pretty much impales his arms with Black Whip and his legs through his muscles and all that into the wall. And so the only way he can get it out is if he turns off his quirk. He starts doing that. That's whenever Deku says Detroit Smash or Detroit Kick. 60%, kicking him straight in the stomach, knocking him out. This is whenever he tells Koda to hold on. But Koda sees like a slingshot looking thing come on, and Deku grabbing him and running straight at it. And he's seeing that the quirk can cut through people, so he thought it'll be razor sharp. But it starts looking liquidy. And he jumps in it and starts spinning, wrapping it around himself, where it'll like take out, wrapping around Koda and him, where there's still air. Hold to Koda's neck, where there's no whiplash, shooting him off in a black ball, or Koda off, yeah. And this lands right near the Pussycats. But whenever it lands, there's no damage or anything to Koda, but the whole thing pops open with Koda being there. That's whenever they see a huge, like a twice the size of, or 4 times the size of Koda get launched. And that's whenever they see it hit the ground but doesn't pop this time. And Deku, then they see a bright light happen and tentacles come out of it, grabbing onto the big one, jumping on it, hitting it, and then it pops with a villain called Muscular, as the Pussycats know them as. There. And this time, they keep a Zawa watching him with his scarf, because the Zawa already went through the whole thing with his Dobby. Because if he tries to use his cork and wakes up, Zawa can cancel it and stuff. And that's when he also tells them that they're after one of the Pussycats, known as, because they were after one of them, and after Bakugo. And he tells them that they can use corks and stuff like that. And yeah, this gets broadcast out, and they hear that they're after Bakugo and one of the Pussycats, and this is going to be the end of the video.